Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Lord Val Gaming LVG right back. Today, I'm showing you guys something that I have been using on my stream for quite a long time as well, and I'm really loving it. As has saved me for a lot of headaches. That thing is the GoXLR from TC Helicon. It's a soundboard. I cannot be actually showing you guys because I actually have it connected at this right moment. But we're going to go through the application, and we're going to go through of how to set up stuff so you guys can use it for your stream. And yeah, let's go for it, shall we? Right, guys, so we are right back. This is the application from TC Helicon. This is the GoXLR application. This is how your soundboard looks like. You can fully customize it, and we're going to go through everything here. So first thing first, mic setup. So how do you want your mic to sound like? This is the mic gain. So this is going to increase and decrease it depending on the gain that you want on your microphone. If it's a condenser, a dynamic, or a 3.5 millimeters, you have to select what type of microphone do you have, and then the best way to set up the gain of your microphone is to shout at your microphone, shout at it like if you're in the middle of the stream, and that shout has to be always below the clipping point, before the too loud point. So I would say a couple of bars below it, and that's the perfect spot to it. As you can see, guys, I have set it up already, and my voice is always surrounding the good mesh, that good line. This is what we want to be here, always on that good line. Now, after that, we have the noise gate. Noise gate, this is the noise gate. What it's going to do is how quick is going to open your microphone. So if you put it too high, your microphone is going to cut off when you're talking to it. So the lower this is, the sooner is your microphone going to open to any kind of noise. So obviously, if you're in a noisy room, you have to put it up, or if you are in a very quiet room and you don't want I don't know, if you want your microphone, you want to be quite far away from your microphone, and like clicking on your keyboard, because obviously you have to bear in mind your keyboard and your your mouse, they make noise, so you have to take everything into account. So you lower it or you put it up depending on your setup, basically. You can expand it, and there is a lot of new, not new, but lots of these things have been put on the last update from the GoXLR. So you got extra settings for it. So you got the attack and the release. Basically, the release is how long is that microphone going to be open for, and the duration as well. I wouldn't mess with those, and I will leave it just like that as I have it right here. This gate, the noise gate, is personal preference. This is whatever you're using is the best, because every room is different, your setup is different, and you have to set it up as your own. But I wouldn't mess with the attenuation and the attack. Second, we are going to go on to the equalizer. So I'm going to give you guys my settings for the equalizer. The equalizer is a very, this is how your voice is going to sound like, bassy or, mild, as the treble of your voice. I found these settings to work best for my voice. These will work with most, but do not use exactly those, because every voice is different. As I said before, every setup is completely different. So I'm going to expand it so you guys can copy. So that's all my settings right here. If you want to go and test and start with this, and then start, customizing it to your liking after that. After that, we have the compressor. This is the compression, like as the word says, is the compression of your voice. How high is your voice going to go and how low your voice can go. So basically that's what's going to do. Is going to compress your voice and it's going to put it between the lines. It's going to be one, when you're speaking like very, you're not loud, you're very quiet. So that what it's going to do is increase your voice volume. So it's always at the same level. And then if you are too loud, what it's going to do is reduce that volume to be within the lines that you have set in here on the compressor. So basically you're never going to be too loud, you're never going to be too quiet. So you're always on the same good level. You're not screaming onto someone's ear. So because we don't want that as streamers, you don't want to be annoying anyone screaming at their ear. So if you scream and you have the compressor right, on the right spot, even if you scream at your microphone is automatically going to reduce that volume and it's going to be not annoying for people that are listening to you. So the ratio 4:1, this is the standard. I wouldn't change it. Attack, I wouldn't mess with that. Release, I wouldn't mess with that. And the makeup gain is what you have to test with. Okay, so you test with this, the makeup gain, and the threshold. So this is what you have to. These are the two settings that I would play with. These are my settings. So as I said before, use my settings as a starter, and then you can tune into your own liking. And then the de-esser. The de-esser is basically when you are listening. If you are saying something, you can hear yourself. You can lower it, you can increase it. So if you lower it, you can see how the difference that's going to make on my own voice. So the more you increase it, you see how the S is not going to be noticed. So this is really, really nice. I find a really good setting to be on around 40. Around 40, 45 is my preference on setting. And it's not too, I would say around 45. It's not going to be too annoying and it still can be understandable and it's not, So this thing is to be tested by you. You can keep talking to your mic until you find the right, the right balance. Next, we are going on to Mixer. The Mixer, we have all the channels. These are all 4 channels. These 4 channels right here, as you guys can see, these are all 4 channels. You see the lights are changing. So if you select that one, that's going to change. So what that is going to do is every channel is going to control one source. Each source you can select it. You can select 4 different sources to be controlled by the faders. You can have your mic, you can have your voice chat, you can have your music, anything you have in here can be put onto each one of these things. When you put it in here, what you are going to be using in those faders for this is basically, I would recommend you to use these faders for the most used things. Like for example, I have it for my music. I know where my music volume is going to be like. And I have the console, which is when I'm streaming from my Xbox, which by the way, I stream on Mixer. Name on Mixer is Lord Val Gaming. And I stream Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday from 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. EST, and 10 a.m. PST. So if you guys want to join the LBG fam, you're more than welcome. So back to the console. So basically I have my console, so I can listen to my console. I can control the volume of my console because different games have different volumes. So I can use the fader to control this as well. Also, I have the voice chat, obviously when I'm in a party. So I can lower the volume if my actual friends are too loud. And the mic, finally I got the mic here, so I can control the mic if I can mute it or something. Everything else, don't worry about it if you don't have it on the faders, because it's right here on the mixer. So everything else is right here on the mixer. So this mixer is going to have the mic, the chat, every percentage is right here. So if you don't have it on the faders, you can still change it. And you can change it from here. and you don't need to use the faders. The faders is just basically to make your life easier. Another option you have is the mute button. You can use the mute button to mute anything. Like you guys can see this one, or you see the yellow one. If I press the mute button, this yellow one is right. This one is the voice chat. So I can mute the voice chat to the stream. So that stream is not going to hear the voice chat. And that voice chat is going to be, you have that chat only muted for your stream. You can mute it for all. You can mute it for your phones, for your line out. You can select what do you want to mute it for. Another thing that you can do actually is this is a little trick. I just discovered not long ago. If you hold down the mute button on your soundbar, you see it goes down. It mutes it to all. So you can hold down your button and mute everything, and you can press only once and it mutes the channel only to the stream. That's about it. Right, next. This is the next bit. We got the headphones here, and we got the beep button. The beep is right. This basically, how loud do you want this to sound on your stream? This is the volume of that, and this is the headphones. This is basically what you can hear of yourself. This is the volume of your own headphones. You can control it from here, and your mic monitor. This is how loud do you want to hear yourself. I would have it. This is my settings because I like to have my mic monitor. I like to hear myself, so I know if I'm going too loud, or if I'm screaming too much, or I'm getting too close to the microphone. That's the reason why. Next. Lighting. You got lighting. You can customize the lighting of absolutely everything. We're not going to go over that, but these are basically the settings for the lighting. You can change every single color of everything, and just basically that's it. Just change it. I don't think there is a need for more explanation on that. Next is the effects. Effects is basically how, if you want your voice to sound like this, just like that, this is how you can change your voice. But this thing is this top right hand corner. The effects is going to have like different settings. You can actually do your own settings. Sound like in a tank, like a kid robot, hard tune music. You can do whatever you want. It's quite fun, and you can play with this. You can play around with this for your stream. You see, you got the reverb, you got like different settings, and then you got the style. So you can play with all of this. This is like, there's lots of settings to go around. And as well, it's got the lighting settings. You can fully customize it like everything else. Right, so we're going to next is samples. Sampler is basically you can record your own samplings. So, for example, you can go and hold one of these buttons. If you hold it down, you can just say whatever. I want to be saying ha ha ha. I love this. And only thing you can do this, you see, this is being colored now because I have it on my lighting. And then you see the sampler, so you can now play it. There you go. And you can replay, you can play next, you can fade it, you can fade on release, you can loop it, you can select whatever you want. And all you have to do is click the button and that thing will play it. And then you can save your samples, record it, and you can use it in the future. You can also save samples from your YouTube or from your favorite your favorite YouTube channel, your favorite streamer, or your favorite anime, comic, or you can save anything from anywhere and then save it, record it, and then once you record it, you can put it onto your playlist, and you can just play it whenever you want. Next thing you have to do, this is the routing. The routing is very confusing. As of today, I still get confused with some things. I kind of gotten a bit familiar with them. Basically, this line is going to give you this is the inputs, okay? So your mic goes onto your headphones, okay? So this goes in, this goes out. So these outputs is right here. You can see the outputs. This is the 4 lines that you have for the outputs. And these are all the lines you have for the inputs, yeah? So the game, the console, again, you know, your Xbox, and then your music on Spotify, and then your chat, and then, you know, your Discord chat, and, you know, your mic, everything. Okay, you can select it. The ticks means the headphones are going to hear all of this. Okay, and then if you have the broadcast stream mix, which I will show you in the future how to set up OBS, because I have my own OBS Classic, and I will be showing you guys my own settings. So this is the only settings that I use. This is the only source my OBS is listening to always. Broadcast stream mix. So for example, I don't want the samples to be listened to the broadcast, so I deselect it. And I don't want the lining to go onto the broadcast. So I just deselect it, and everything else goes onto the broadcast. So the broadcast is listening to all of this, but the samples and the lining. That's simple. That's the best way I could explain it to you. So again, this is trial and error. You can test out with things. You can record yourself and, you know, test with this. Not very... it's very difficult once you get your head around, you kind of know where to go. So next is the system. So obviously it's a mic setup, which we've done at the start. You have a tutorial, help and support, which will redirect you to the website from TC Helicon, software update, about GoXLR, third-party info, analytics, and the global settings. So basically this is how it is. And then you have your own lighting settings there, which if you change those light settings, it will change everything. So don't do it. Do not change anything here. Like, completely ignore this, because if you touch anything here, this lighting will go away. Then after you finish all of that, remember, always click on this thing right here, this floppy disk. For those of you that are old enough to remember the floppy disk, click on this and then overwrite or create a new. You can create a new one, or you can overwrite. I have already here my headphones, because you have like default ones, which are basically going to change the color of this. I have my own headphones, and I have my own setting already here, my own profile. Right, so this is it. That's all you need to know to get started with your GoXLR from TC Helicon. The program is quite good. The application is really good. Bear in mind, you need the application to be running in order for the soundboard to be working, in order for the GoXLR to be working. So as of today, the price of the GoXLR, the big one with the 4 faders and everything else, is $480 and £267 in the UK. For the mini, you have £139 in the UK and $248. I will link both of them on the description below. Yeah, that's going to be it. Remember, I stream on Mixer Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Every day from 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and 10 a.m. Pacific time. So thank you very much, guys. If you like what you saw, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, go and visit me on Mixer when I'm streaming. I would love to have you on my LVG fam. And until next time, guys, thank you very much. Stay awesome. Bye-bye.